I'm a fan of Wonderland. I don't know. I don't know how that'll change your perception of me because I am closed off to male groups.
I'm a little afraid, not gonna lie, about talking about it. I don't usually like men in my music. Don't like it. You know, you fucked up in my eyes when I think the man did better. But you guys know how I feel about men in my music. My least favorite part was his feature. Like I said in my previous video, y'all know how I feel about men in my music, but I don't know. Coming out as a boy group fan. Yes, you read the title correctly. I have something to confess. Something that might shake this channel to its core. Something I've been hiding deep within my Apple Music library. I am a boy group fan. I know. Some of you have followed me for a while, and this may come as a surprise. Others are probably rolling their eyes like, Wade, we've been new. But the truth is, I can no longer hide this part of myself. But why am I choosing today specifically to come clean? Well, this month, like I always do, I'm gonna share my Apple Music replay, and I'm terrified. I have not checked it yet, and honestly, I'm afraid of what's gonna be on there. So, it's better for me to confess before the data exposes me. I'd rather look you in the eye and admit my sins than have Apple publicly drag me by my metrics. Now, what does this mean for the channel? Well, I'm finally opening the forbidden door. I'm going to cover some boy groups, very selectively. And actually, that starts next week. I'll be reviewing a few boy group albums throughout the month so you can see exactly how bad things got for me. But this video, it's unserious. This is my villain origin story. I have lived long enough to see myself become the thing I swore to extinguish. This is the journey, the downfall of how a proud girl group enthusiast became this. Hey guys, welcome back to Waydes Winter Wonderland. This video, like I said, is deeply unserious, but if you want to go on this ride with me, hop in. Our story begins in 2009 or 2010. I was far too young with unrestricted internet access, exploring YouTube like it was the Wild West. And then I stumbled upon G. Little Wade did not understand the impact that song would have, but boy did it. I was out here playing Flash games and unknowingly blasting second-gen classics. I had no idea what Kpop was. All I knew was that the girls were eating. This eventually led me to my first boy group, SHINee, specifically Ring Ding Dong and Lucifer. The shiny, futuristic visuals, the robotic choreo, the vocals, that planted a seed in me that would remain dormant for years. I didn't know it then, but the rot had begun. Fast forward to 2023, I'm driving home from work, minding my business, when the most beautiful harmony hits my ears. Heavenly, smooth, addictive. I loved it. The problem is what happened next. I tapped my CarPlay screen to exit Google Maps and I froze. The name stared back at me like a jump scare. NCT Dream. I was in danger. At this time, I was very anti-boy group, very publicly. It stemmed from high school trauma, hearing noise music through the halls while girls yelled about, "Oh my god, BTS! ATEEZ! Stray Kids!" So I closed the door firmly on boy groups. I promised myself that I would never support a boy group. Dramatic? Yes, but I was 15. Weren't we all? Anyways, back to my car ride. I'm stuck in 5 p.m. traffic and I made the catastrophic decision. I listened to the full mini album and every single song was good. They gave vocals, harmonies, genre diversity, ballads, mid-tempo grooves, sex appeal. I was eating the forbidden fruit like it was the garden of SM. And before I knew it, my finger betrayed my commands and hit add to library. That album has lived there ever since. On the rest of the drive, I aggressively played twice to cleanse myself. I had sinned. I regretted ever having played it. I needed to get it out of my head. Something had to work. Fancy, I can't stop me, talk that talk, anything. But it didn't work. The infection had already begun. Then 2024 came and everything spiraled. I was introduced to Zero Base One, Enhypen, other NCTs, and then I discovered the most devastating truth of all. Wavy's Love Talk is basically NCT. I was singing that back in high school with my whole chest. Everything I knew was a lie. Suddenly, I fell straight back into a SHINee rabbit hole, burning through their discography like it was a cold water bottle after a long desert trek. Their vocals, their bridges, their harmonies. Boy groups were not supposed to sound like this. Then I found EXO, who I only knew in passing, and realized I was going too deep. Their vocals, the visuals, Kai, Baekhyun, D.O., my worldview was cracking. You could say that messed up my tempo, but the true breaking point, the group that destroyed my vow, was NCT Dream. I had this preconceived notion that all NCT was just cling clang bang insert high note, but then I saw green-haired Mark and Smoothie and I was never the same. I listened to Dream (Scape). Then I listened to the studio album, their title tracks, their B-sides. And then, one night, at like 2 a.m., I did the unforgivable. I bought not one, not two, but 7 albums. I had fallen hard. I betrayed everything I stood for. I gave my hard-earned money to a boy group. Listen, I love me some third-gen Kpop. I mean, I've aligned my channel with Twice so hard. But my girls don't really give me harmonies like that. They're not up in the studio singing in unison like they do over at SM. NCT Dream gave me the best of both worlds. They serve vocals, rap, choreo, face. All I could ever ask for. And now, I'm stuck between a rock and a hard place. I love this group with my whole heart, but it goes against everything I stand for. They made me feel the same excitement I felt playing Flash games while blasting SNSD and SHINee. It was nostalgic and brand new all at the same time. But it didn't stop there. My brain was expanding far too rapidly for my conscience to keep up. Suddenly, I'm listening to 17 and keeping up with their current releases. I'm listening to ATs and they're also giving me the best of both worlds. I just couldn't run anymore. My final straw was Zero Base One. They chased me for a while, particularly Melting Point. I had that chorus stuck in my head since it came out, but I simply couldn't let myself enjoy it. I had to be strong. But by this point, I was weak, and Zero Base One kicked me while I was down. I heard Insomnia without knowing who it was, and when I found out, my soul left my body. I was never the same. I started to routinely listen to their top songs on Apple Music, like every few days. They were giving me everything I needed. For a period of time, there weren't really any girl groups in my rotation unless I was doing a reaction. That's how bad it got. The end of last year was particularly dangerous. Minho released his first studio album, and what started as curiosity for his collab with Ning Ning quickly turned into an obsession with the album. I would constantly switch between that and NCT Dream with a few 127 and You songs in between. I was in deep. Too deep. Suddenly, I was learning Enhypen songs, P1 Harmony songs, Stray Kids songs, CIX, Astro. I couldn't escape. Then, this year, I was forced to fully accept myself when I heard 10-second mini album. I fully lost the battle. Every single song was a hit, except for the English version. And if you're a more recent viewer, which most of you are, you saw me expose myself by including nearly his entire album in the Twice solo video. The cracks were showing. I could no longer feign ignorance to the beautiful world of hot male singers in K-pop. I'm consuming all of this content and then I get a notification that the Apple Music replay is out. I can no longer hide this big part of me. At some point, I looked at my phone and realized Jeno had been my lock screen for months. I'm far too gone. Now, I need to talk about the muscular elephant in the room. Wonno. He was always my exception. Even back in 2020, I listened to his music like rent was due. I had a CD player in my car at the time and spun his album like secret contraband. He even made his way onto the channel a few times. I convinced myself that because he was solo, it didn't count. It's not the same. Hypocritical? Yeah. But have you seen the edit? Exactly. Deep down, I knew this day would come. So what now? Short term, I have 5 to 6 boy group albums lined up for Waydes Winter Wonderland, mostly from SM, obviously. I might do a poll to see which ones I cover, because there's a few. But what about long term? Girl groups will always be the heart of this channel. They got me into the genre and they keep me here. But every once in a while, you might catch me dipping my toe in an NCT album here and there, or maybe attending a concert. The world may never know. I also briefly want to touch on my original biases against boy groups. When I was in high school, I felt like boy group fans were weird. The fanfics, the shipping, the intense love for these men. Like, girl, get up, it's just a man. But I fear I sort of understand a little bit. Not necessarily the parasocial aspect. Like, I might say that Mark, Jeno, and Haechan are all my husbands and or mans, but I could never say that truly in like a public form, ignoring this video. What happened was that I really fell in love with a specific flavor of group. Again, mainly from SM. And it's just that, the music. I might make a video about this topic, parasocial relationships in K-pop, after the month is up, because I want to be able to take my time discussing it and actually put in the care and attention the topic deserves. But that's it. That's the complete, unfiltered story of how a proud girl group reviewer fell into the world of hot male vocalists and harmonizing kings. Someday, I'll make a full video about perfume and how it altered my brain chemistry. But for now, the next Waydes Winter Wonderland video drops Monday, and we are starting with 10's second mini-album, Stunner. But with that being said, thank you guys so very much for watching and indulging me in this very silly dramatic video. Remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Click that bell icon so you're notified every time I post a video. Tell me in the comments down below, what boy groups do you think I'd like and should check out? And also give me some song recommendations. Remember that I love you all so much, and I'll see you on Monday with 10's Stunner. Pray for me because my Apple Music replay is coming and I can't hide anymore. I love you. Bye!